Hi guys, I'm back. With the start of a new year, I've decided to make a new video, and this is going to be my updated makeup routine because I have done a video before where I did my makeup routine, my everyday makeup routine, so I decided to do an updated one. Yeah, so stay tuned if you want to watch it, and that's it. So first you start off with a clean face, and I like to put my hair back so that way I don't have any hair kind of like falling on my face while I'm doing my foundation. So those are the two things I do first. So the other thing that I like to do before I start my foundation and just the whole makeup process is to put on some chapstick. Okay, now to the makeup. The first thing that I put on is always concealer, just to hide any kind of blemishes or dark circles, just anything that I want to hide. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, and so now we're moving on to foundation. I use MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and I mixed two different shades, NC42 and NC44, because I'm kind of like more in between right now for the winter time. And I'm just going to put like a little bit on the brush and then I just place it on. Or I've also done the method of using my finger and just placing it and using my hands to kind of rub in the foundation. If you can notice anyways, I don't put on concealer yet. I do this after the step that I'm going to do right now. So I move on to my eyebrows because I feel like shaping your eyebrows first gives you a better sense of what kind of makeup you want to do, because sometimes you might make your makeup very light but then your eyebrows might come out a little bit heavier than you wanted to, or vice versa. So I like to do my brows first so I can kind of get an idea of the kind of makeup that I want to do. So I'm going to use my Ardell Brow Defining Powder in Soft Black. And I picked this up in IMATS last year. And it's just basically a soft black, because I do have naturally black hair and my eyebrows are black, but they're a soft black. And if I use any kind of powder, if I use brown, it's too noticeable, it doesn't match my eyebrow color. And if I use black, a true black, it's too dark, and then my eyebrows look very dark and heavy and like furry little caterpillars kind of thing. So this brow defining powder, it's really good if you have soft black hair, or if you have black eyebrows and you can't kind of find like the right color, I would suggest getting this one from Ardell's. Just take a little bit. I try not to be heavy-handed with it, and I like to start on the outside of my eyebrow. Just in case I have too much powder, I can just put it on the end and it's not too big of a deal. So you can see the difference between this eyebrow and the other one. This one's a bit more darker. This one's a bit darker and also like more filled in than this one. So I'm just going to go in and try to match them too. And so now I'm just going to put some concealer underneath my eyes. And I pat it on, because I don't want to stretch the skin around my eye because, you know, the layer is very thin and it's sensitive and it causes wrinkles. So you can see the difference between both. Okay, so besides doing the concealer, I also blotted my face really quickly. And I just like to blot around the areas that I put concealer. So like I put concealer around like my chin and a little bit here and a little bit on my cheek. So I take my Nye's setting powder and I just like lightly go over those places to set them so that way it doesn't transfer onto anything. So I'm using my Tude, the Balm's Nude palette. I love this palette so much. I'm using the color Snobby, which is this really pretty gold, yeah, it's like a yellowish gold kind of color. And I like to take that color and I use just like a small brush and I place it in my inner corners of the eye. I use my fingers sometimes too, it depends. So I put in the inner corner of the bottom as well. And that's just mainly because in the morning I'm extremely tired and I want something to kind of like brighten me up and make me seem more awake. So do that. Do that to both eyes. To be honest, some days that's the most eyeshadow that I'll use, just right in the inner corners. And I use to my advantage the fact that obviously your eyelids are a bit darker or a different color than you want them normally to be, which is why you put on eyeshadow to cover them up. So my eyelids are a bit darker than my skin, so I kind of just go with it sometimes and use it as like a base color to make it seem like I have eyeshadow on. Or sometimes I use just a color that's a color that's around the same tone as my eyelids. So from this palette I use Sultry, and it's a kind of light brown. And I just put that on the rest of the eye. Just tap it on with my finger, not that much. Sometimes I'll also go in with the same color and just take a blending brush and just take it into the crease. If I want a little bit more of a defined eye. Okay, so the next thing that I do for my eyes is put on some mascara. I just recently bought this one. I've only tried it once, but it has like a curved wand. I'm gonna contour, and I'm using this Devitt Triple Seaweed Pressed Powder in Summer Monsoon. And it's not an actual contour powder, but I can't use this on my whole face because this is too dark for me. So what I've been doing is, I forgot what I got it in. I either got it in a Vegan Cuts box, a glossy box, or I got it in a Conscious box. I honestly have no idea which box was it that I got it from. But anyways, I use this because it's a bit darker than my skin tone. I use it as a contour powder. Yeah, so I'm taking an angled brush for contouring, and I'm going to take some on the brush, and I'm going to work from the back of my cheekbones down. I like doing it that way rather than starting from over here. You might put too much. So if you put too much on the outside, it's not too bad. You can just blend it into your hairline. So for me, this is a pretty good contour color. It's not too dark or too light. It's just about like a shade darker than my natural skin tone. So I don't go too heavy because, again, I don't like wearing too much for work. It's too noticeable. So I like to try to make it as natural looking as I can without it obviously being natural because it's makeup. Okay, so on days that I don't want to contour, I normally do put on some blush. But I don't like to go too heavy on the too heavy on the blush either, because like I said, I try to make it look as natural as possible. What I've been using lately is this Tigi, I'm not sure how you say it, Tigi, and it's in the color Awaken, and it's a glow blush. I can't speak today. It's in the color Awaken, and it's a glow blush. And again, I mean, I might have gotten this in a glossy box. I'm not sure what it is. I'm subscribed to different subscription boxes, and I get sent stuff, and then I just put them, like all the makeup together, the skincare together, and all that stuff. So I kind of forget along the lines. But it's a pretty kind of rose pink, and I'm using this Real Techniques, I don't remember if this is a blush brush, but it's a small little one like this. If I have any kind of blemishes around my cheeks, then I'll just pat on the blush. And I also blend it into my cheekbones where I contoured. That gives my cheeks a nice color as well. So you can see the difference. Hopefully you can see the difference on the camera. I contoured, and it's much more pink than this side. It's just contoured. So the last thing that I have to do is the lips. And some days I just leave the house and I just wear chapstick and that's it. Other days, if I want a little bit of color, I'll put on like a tinted lip balm or something like that. Like this one. It doesn't have any writing on it, but it's from the company Fanciful Fox, I think it is. They're a vegan company, vegan, cruelty free. And I got sent this in one of my Vegan Cuts beauty boxes. And I have a peanut butter one as well. And this one I think is cherry, I'm not sure. And it's really cool because it has these like ribbed, I don't know how to, like, it's kind of grainy almost, so it's kind of like an exfoliant for your lips as well. And it does give a slight tint. But not too much because I do have, my lips are 2 different shades, so it doesn't show that much. So sometimes I just leave it like that, or other times I'll put on a lipstick or lip liner like I'm going to do now. I'm going to use this Maybelline's lip liner in red, the color red, yeah, it's the color red, number 50. So that's it. This is the finished look. This is what I do pretty much to my face every single day, makeup wise. I like to keep it very natural looking for work, and because it's the daytime I don't like to put too much on. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it and liked the video, and if you want to see more videos like this, then thumbs up and comment. Yeah.